Hello, live. This is a new segment that I'm adding into our YouTube channel. Um, just calling it On the Move, and going to talk about things that hit me while I'm on the move. Right along with my weekly rundown on Mondays. Hopefully you can join me for the weekly rundowns. Yes, it's every Monday. Every Monday we talk about what's happening astrologically throughout the week, and how it affects everybody, not just one sign, not just another sign, not just, an individual sign, but everybody's sign. Hi, Medea. How are you? I'm so glad you can join me live, sweetheart. If you don't know, I write for Essence Magazine. Hello, everybody. Caught me live. That's right. Hi, Serge. I write for Essence Magazine. There's a bunch of things that are going on in my life. I also need to know are in the description box below. So, let's talk about Hi Chic Soiree. Oh, Sabrina, what's going on? How are you? Hi, Phyllis. So listen, we're going to talk about this new moon in Pisces on a Sunday. Actually, at 10:32 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, there is a new moon in Pisces. Did you know there's a new moon every month, right? Every month we're given a new moon. Every month we're given a full moon. Sometimes we're given 2 full moons, and that is called a blue moon. Yep, that's what they call a blue moon when you have 2 full moons in a month. That's happening again. Is a segment that's called On the Move. So I'm going to be moving around. Squirrel. I'm going to be moving around and maybe walk down the street a little bit as long as I got this signal. You know what I mean? So here's the deal. This new moon in Pisces that's happening is allowing us to open up new opportunities in a Piscean type of way. You know what that looks like? It looks like us really, really, and honestly looking at the addictions that we have. Honestly looking at the delusions that we have. Honestly looking at how we escape and go to places in which we don't necessarily need to go to, because what we do oftentimes is basically shut out in our illusions, in our haze, in our delusions, the things that we don't necessarily want to contend with. And listen, that's a big deal nowadays, especially when there's so many planets in Capricorn that are saying, yo, what you need to do, this is what Capricorn says, what you need to why you in my business? What you need to do basically is stand that you have to work hard, that you have to stay focused, that you have to reach the mountaintop in order to get the things that you want to get in life. Yeah. So with the new moon in Pisces and it coming, I'm telling you, it makes you want to just shut out the world. It makes you want to go into escapisms at times. So on Sunday, when that new moon hits, think to yourself, what things am I escaping from? What things that am I putting in that delusional basket of my own? What things am I self-sabotaging about? What things am I being really, really like passive aggressive about and not necessarily getting done? And then once you see them things, think of new ways in which you can handle your problems and your situations or the problems that surround that. You dig? If you are used to escaping, if you are used to hitting that pipe, I'm just joking, not like a crackhead, but maybe, maybe the weed pipe. Maybe you're just interested in escaping, find healthy ways to escape. Use music and use art. Like the new moon in Pisces says, how can I utilize the things that I know to be true in the healthiest way possible so I can end up on the other side of my problems and my challenges and my situations? It's a big deal. I suggest that you get a hold of Jan Spiller's book. It's called New Moon Astrology, right? New Moon Astrology book, in which we like to sit back, or I should say what she suggests. She passed away last year, right? She sit back and write down 10 things that you want to let go, that you would like to initiate in this new moon cycle. And usually the first day and a half, whatchamacallit, neighborhood. So I'm just kind of chilling and taking over. I know people looking out the window like, what the fuck is she talking about? New moon in Pisces is a huge situation that I basically want y'all to tap into. Pisces energy is genius-like. Woo, let me pause right there. Because what are the new things that you want to start, that you want to attribute, I should say, that you want to initiate, right? You're welcome, Audrey. That you would like to initiate to bring that genius, wisdom piece out in you. How about this for a piece? I was doing a reading with a friend of mine recently, and we were talking about the innocence of life and the simplicity of life, right? There's wisdom in simplicity. There's wisdom in innocence. There's wisdom in the things that we do naturally that take very, very little effort. Pisces energy is that. It takes very little effort to be genius in Pisces regard. Does that make sense? Not regard. That's probably the wrong word, but y'all know what I'm talking about, right? When we Pisces energy, how can you find your wisdom in the genius of who you are? Let me give you an example. Sometimes we believe that I need to know everything, do everything, be everything in order to be a master of something, or I should say, in order to be the master of my life. To the contrary, wisdom comes in knowing that there are some things you just can't do. Wisdom comes in knowing that there are some things that you just can't tap into. However, I'm going to find the wisdom, I'm going to find my genius in just being myself and being intuitive and being internal. Right? I'm going to find the wisdom in knowing that whatever it is that I want to do and I can do in this moment in time that brings out the best in me. I hope that makes sense. I'm going off the cuff here, and I pray that I'm not wrong. I hope it's still going, y'all. Let me know if you can't see me or connect with me. So here's the deal. So what things do you need to do within yourself? I think that's where I left off. As far as wisdom speaks to what you're kind of... Oh, really? Okay, Serge. The wisdom in your genius, the genius in your wisdom, the simplicity in knowing who you are and what you do from the inside out, being more intuitive with your own strengths, being more understanding of your own strengths. What new things, new moon in Pisces, are you going to attribute to make that thing happen for you? Like, it's power in that. Do you know, I think I mentioned this on the previous video. By the way, I do weekly rundowns every Monday just to let you know. And for the new people, please like and subscribe and tell a friend. All right? But I did say this, that Pisces is the last incarnation. Pisces is the last incarnation of the 12 signs. It really doesn't want to be here, y'all. It really gets bored of human nature and human existence because it knows that it's far more to being a spirit than it is to being encapsulated and somewhat limited and restricted, right? And being a human being. So, I'll find a way to exceed the human in us, to the genius in us, by knowing that we're bigger than the body that we're in. That's a huge deal. Does that resonate, Medea? I mean, the thing about it is, it's about going so far into yourself and dare I say it, disregarding everybody else's thought process and everybody else's traditions and everybody else's strategies and the things that we were raised with, even knowing that what they did and how they did it, how it doesn't work for us. We are walking into a new world, y'all. Like, on the real. The age of Aquarius, and then it's just so much. Like, I don't want to run it down, but I do want to say in just my quiet way, what makes you special? What makes you genius-like? What makes you surpass this human existence? What makes you know that this is not the end-all to be-all? What makes you, I want to say this in a very particular way, unafraid of death? Unafraid of transformation, unafraid of change. That Pisces energy is nothing to play with. And as it brings us new information at the winter of this season, at the very end, what have you learned and accumulated throughout this entire year that can bring you to a new understanding of the spiritual prowess in which you hold, of the intuition in which you lead life with? Not just believe in it and say that I'll deal with it when I deal with it, tap into when I tap into it. No, make it a part of your makeup, your fabric in your life. Make it a part of who you, again, putting it on the outside, put your insides on the outside of you and lead with that. We don't do that enough. We don't do that enough. We talk a really, really good fucking game. We get on Facebook and we post memes and we say positive things to one another, and then we get off of those particular venues or apps or whatever the case may be, social media apps or whatever, and then we turn into something different. Does this make sense to y'all? We turn into something different. We go along with tradition. We go along with habits. What habits are we gonna break? New moon in Pisces, that sets us apart from the human in which we've developed ourselves to become. That's a big question. A long sentence and a big question. Yes, yes, y'all, to the beat. Y'all understand. Y'all truly understand where I'm coming from. Mask off. Not only with the mask off, as you take your mask off, Tennille, take your heart from the inside and put it right on top of your face. Take your intuition, your spiritual prowess, your understanding of spirit, your understanding of culture and religion and philosophy, and put it right on top of your face. And walk with that, live with that, be that wisdom. New moon in Pisces holds a lot of different meanings. But because of Sonia and who I am, I want to challenge y'all with that. How are y'all going to bring the genius out, and how are you going to show up for yourself a whole lot differently than what you ever have? Walk in the spiritual walk and living in that shit, being the wisdom that you know to be. Like, stop playing. And I know I say this all the time. I really do. But we need that check of stop playing every now and again, because we can easily slide into habits, especially with Mercury retrograde and dude and chick is coming back, sliding our DMs, letting us know that they still got the hots and the jolts and the this for that, and they just want to like roll on it. Nah, baby, this not happening. I'm a whole nother situation. I'm a whole nother being, and I need you to respond to that. How we gonna do that, y'all? I just thought I'd ask. New moon in Pisces on Sunday. Enjoy it. Breathe in it. Knowing that you are bigger than human will allow you to live your absolute best life, right? Like, really. And all the lives that comes after this. Y'all have a great weekend, okay? I'm going to try to end this thing. I don't know how to do it, but I'm going to end it somehow. Good talking to you. See you soon. Uh-oh.